my name is Alex, and today we're going to build a mid-range gaming computer. Over here we have a CPU that we're going to use. This is fx-3600. It has L3 cache, that's why I chose it. The processor is right here, and it comes with a fan, which we're not going to use. Let me open this box up really quick. That'll be a cutscene. Just over here. Here's the fan, but we're not going to use this fan because we got a better one. But the CPU is right here. This is the FX. It comes with a sticker right here, 6300. Now the fan, it looks small and it's probably garbage. That's why I got this water cooler right here, which I'm going to talk about later. So let me put this back in the box for now. Next I'm going to talk about is the motherboard. After you have chosen your CPU, you're going to choose a motherboard. This is Asus M5A78LM USB 3. The reason I chose this motherboard, I'll give you a second, is because you could overclock it. You could overclock the RAM, that's what you look for. So up to 2000 megahertz per second. And also it has one PCIe x16 slot, which is used for the video card. Now as we look over here, there's the motherboard, and it comes with, looks like a SATA cable. Let me know how to get this out. Yep, it's a SATA cable, and I think that's it. And a handbook right here with that useless silver thing. I'm never gonna use that. Alright, so there it is. Here we go. Have it. After that, we want to cool it. So you gotta figure out how to cool this. The way we're gonna cool it is by using this water cooler. This is the main part. This is a Cool Master side-on 120V, and here it is. It comes with one fan. Here's the heat sink, radiator, and it comes with this fan that we're going to use and brackets. We're going to use a AMD bracket like it says right here. Also, I'm going to do a push and pull, which means that I'm going to put this fan to push the air, and get another fan to pull, so it'll be like a wind tunnel. I'm going to pull this, push and pull, that way the CPU will get cooled by a lot, which will enable me to overclock this to much higher frequency. Here we have the RAM. This is Volcan 1600 megahertz, 2x14. These are, I'm sorry, 2x4. These are 4 gigabyte each. They're easily overclocked. You can see the heat spread right here. It's colorful. I like it, shiny. Then we have our hard drive. This is a 120 gigabyte Kingston hard drive. It has 140 read and write, which is really good. And for gaming, you want a solid state hard drive. This is one of the fastest hard drives used today. Next, we have our video card. The way to get the video card is determined by what processor you got. So the rule of thumb is you get about, you pay twice as much for the video card as you pay for the processor. So this is Radeon R270. It's not 270X, but it will probably be 278 once overclocked. As you see right here, this is the video card. It's very nice. This is reinforced 2X. As you can see, I'm gonna open it. Give me a second. a really nice video card. As you can see, it has 2 fans with a heatsink which cools the video card by a lot. This is a gigabyte video card, by the way. It has 2 DVI, 1 HDMI, and something else that's used for Infinity. So this is 2 gigabyte, about 950 megahertz, but we're going to overclock this because, as you can see here, there are 2 6-pin connectors. Usually R9 270 has only one of them, but for stable overclock, this has a second one, so we could overclock this pretty well. And with 2 fans, this is cooled very well with WindForce is the name of this cooling system. So this is what we got. This is ceramic 2 Arctic silver thermal compound. This has a 30-hour burn-in, or as they call it, settle-in period. So this will kick in full effect after 30 hours of applying it. So this is used between the CPU and the water cooler that we have here. This is really nice. Next, after you have chosen all your stuff, now the CPU right here, it draws about 95 watts of power, and the video card draws 150. So when you overclock it, it draws a little bit more. So together, I'm guessing around 300, maybe 300 watts. So I got a Roswell 80 plus bronze power supply. It has a 3-year warranty. The reason I chose this, it's only 450 watts. The reason I chose it because you don't need it much more. The bigger the power supply, the more power it draws, the bigger your bill is. So let's see what we got here. We got the cord. We got the main power supply right here. This will power everything. It's a modular, as you can see right here, because you want less wires in your box as possible for better airflow. And these are the cables. And screws and zip ties. Alright, I'll put this back. I don't really need this. Put this back for now. Over here we have a regular DVD CD drive that we're going to put in. And right here we have 6 multicolored fans. The reason I got 6 is because my case could hold 7. And as you can see right here, my case comes with 1. Now, next we're going to talk about the case and why I chose the case. Alright, I got this case because it has a big window and it has 2 side fans that you can put on this, which I'm going to do. Now it comes with 1 fan, which is right here. I'll show you in a second. Like this. Now, it comes with 1 fan that's right here. That's right here. It spins. I'm going to use that fan with the water cooler that I got. This will be, I'll place this on the outside right here, so that way when I put in the water cooler, this will be the pull, and I'll have the other fan that's push, that's going to cool the water cooler radiator. As you can see right here, I think this could be removed for the video card. This is a floppy disk. I haven't seen the floppy disk since like 1999. Nobody uses it anymore. It has a tool set right here, and it looks nice. it has two fans right here that you can mount. I think they're 140 millimeter or 120 millimeter. I got 6 120 millimeter fans, and there's one that you can mount right here, somewhere over here, and one on the bottom right here. So let's see what we got in this box that they gave us. Probably some mounting screws. Nope, mounting screws are already in play. Let's see. We got a bunch of screws, holders and such. I have no idea what this is. Doesn't matter. I don't need it. A bunch of screws for stuff. These are for the hard drives, and a bunch of zip ties. You can see it right here. Good. Alright, so I'm gonna put in the motherboard. You gotta touch something metal, touch anything to discharge yourself. Take this out. Manual. This right here. Okay. So this is the motherboard, and you gotta figure out how it goes. Discharged. Pop it out. Nice. PCIe 16 slot. This is the video where the video card goes. This is where the water cooler goes. I think I'll have to remove these two. This bracket right here that holds the fan. So I'm gonna put this down, make sure it's aligned. Now, this is a mini motherboard, mini ATX. Alright, I have to reset the pins right here. They're set for a full ATX. Well, I got a micro. Those are one that unscrew usually. So now we're gonna put the motherboard into the case. First, you gotta make sure your pins align. Make sure your screws align. If not, unscrew them and align them to make sure you're not going to lose any. Make sure that all of them are screwed because they have sensors. So, make sure all the cables are out of the way. Okay, we're going to put this in. This will have an indicator. The indicator is a little green, little triangle right here. This also has a triangle right here, as you can see it. So this will go in like this. It should slide right in. Make sure this was open, and then you just close it in like that. And now that I got this loose, I have to stand up the case. I heard something fall. and open the back up. This is very convenient since you can see what's in the back, so you don't have to take the motherboard off. So let's take this off. Okay, and this part was holding the fan bracket in place. Put this on the side. Now, I just got to unscrew one more. Just 1, 2. Where is it? So I'm going by this. And it is off. That bracket, we don't need it. The screws that came with it, we don't need it. Right here. Screws right here. Now this is the back of the motherboard, so this bracket will go somewhere in here. But first, I'm going to do the fan. I gotta unscrew it. Since I'm going to do a push and pull system on the radiator, I have to figure out how am I going to install this. So first off, I have to uninstall the fan that's over here that came pre-installed, because this is where this fan and the radiator will go. So do that. Easy. Should be relatively easy. Here's one. There's 2. There's the fan. There's a screw. Now we have this fan over here. This will go on the outside. Like this. Lead this in through here. So that's how we connect this. The outside. Okay. So first off, let me connect this. And move too many things at once. Let me turn the case this way, so you have a better idea what I'm doing. Okay. This is 4-pin, so it'll connect up here. I want to make sure this should do. So, like this. Now the way the heatsink will go on is probably like this, like that. So the 3-pin fan, which is right here, the pump that operates the pump, has plastic on it. This is going. Should be close to it. 4-pin. CPU fan. It's right here. Can you zoom in on it? This goes right here.
Wait. Show it with your finger.
Right here. This is where the pump goes. The pump will be mounted like this. So. Okay. Time to mount the fan to radiator. I would say I'm going to do this because that reaches it and it should be easily connected. So I'm going to use these screws that they gave us. They gave us eight screws. These are good for push and pull fans. You don't need to buy anything more. Just screw this in. Zoom in right here. And the last one goes right here. Now, cable management is very important when you're building computers. You gotta have a steady airflow throughout the case. So this will go on like that. Now let me lay it down again before I put it in the bracket. Take another screw. So I want to attach this through here, but right here. So to create a push and a pull, like this action. Just go through here. Okay. Getting the first two is the hardest part. Put two screws in first. You gotta rotate them. There's special slots. And the arrow over here points out to it. So there we go. I'd say putting in the water cooling is the most hardest part of this job, because that's the most important part of it. So goes in like this, and now we put this in. Now, okay, so now I don't know, there are crevices in here, so what I'm going to try to do is, as you see, this peels off, but there's screws right here, and I don't know if the processor will touch any of these. Therefore I will, it's called fading, it's applying the paste, smearing it, and then taking off the top layer. So if the processor touches any one of these little holes, it will be connected. These will be filled in with the thermal paste. It's right here by Arctic Silver. So I'm going to take this off. By the way, this is non-conductive, therefore if I drop it on the motherboard, I have no worries, it's not going to fry it. So, do a line. Got this big. Careful, it's sticky. And close it up. And take an old credit card that I don't use anymore, and I'm going to smear it. It is sticky. Looks like I'll need more of this stuff. Make sure I'll get to these crevices. That's what I'm worried about. Pretty sure it looks like it won't touch it, but just in case. So. It is really sticky, so. Use a little bit. Now I'm going to use a piece of cloth just to spread it around. Okay. Alright, now applying this to, I'm going to apply this to the CPU in an X pattern. Work out as well. Some people smear it with the credit card. I might do that. That did not work out as an X pattern, but we'll work with it. Smear it. Once again, I'm not worrying about getting it on any part of the motherboard. Some people use a dot with this. It'll sticky, so use it the parts I needed. Show. See, I got some on the motherboard. Not to worry. Looks like I'm not very good at this. Doesn't matter. Here we have a thin layer of this coat. Once I press down the water coolant, it will smear it even more. So I'm gonna smear it out. That looks about evenly smeared. So you have no worries of getting it on the CPU. Now, to hook this up, I'm gonna do it like this. I need this AMD bracket that goes over the top. I'm just gonna plop this on as careful as I can. Alright, I finally got this down with some help. I'm gonna tighten this as much as I can. These are easily tightened. You don't want to tighten all of them all the way at the same time. You want to work with all of them. Which one is the easiest to tighten? You want to go in the X pattern. That should be the easiest way. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, hopefully this does not interfere with the memory map module, but to tighten this, I would swing this around and then put it in because you don't want anything in the way. So, actually it goes over here. So, swing this around. I'll DVD drop in all the way. So, just pop it out easy. And just slide it right in. Slide it in. It has these holes, and this case has these things, which you might want to remove first before sliding anything in. On something, and there we go. Make sure it's flush. Now, take these. The holes should align with the other holes that are here, and then just fasten it. Same thing on the other side. Just plop this on, match this up with the holes. Should be pretty simple. and it shouldn't move anywhere. So now this is flush and it's not going anywhere. Hopefully I have room to install the fan. If not, I'll remove it and then install the fan. So now, the next step is we can install the power supply. So here it is. Fan is always on top, blowing down. So remove the wires. I don't need this anymore. In, fits right in. See, I encountered a problem where this is the SSD and it's too big for anything in here, so I will have to tie this, zip tie it, because it's too small, it won't fit anywhere. I don't see a place for it really, so zip tying will work as long as it doesn't move. It's really slim and flat and small. Probably could fit in a laptop. They make them like that now. This case is, I guess, older, but I'm going to remove some components from here because there's too many and you don't need them and they're removable. I think this floppy drive is removable, so I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Other side. Okay. There's a screw on the other side. I don't need this component. Also, this lot, the floppy drive that I'm releasing, it's meant to be removed when you have a big graphics card. So it gives it a lot more room and more air. Therefore, I'm going to get rid of it. I have no need for it. Oh, looks like I can remove the whole thing if I wanted to. I'm not sure how am I supposed to do this. I think this is removable also. Don't really need this either. Ta-da! Now we have a lot more room to work with. So, screw this. I don't really need this. Okay. So there's a fan that could go up in the front. Alright, I'm going to install these fans. So I'm going to install the two top fans first. As I was afraid, I had to move the DVD drive one lower because the fan wouldn't fit from the bottom. Now, as you can see, the way it would spin, the air would go from here out here, so you could figure out which way it's pushing the air. So these will go on the bottom, and something like this. I gotta match the holes up. Okay. And it comes with screws. These are $8 multicolored fans. Hopefully the result is awesome, because it usually is. Now, first fan, I'm making sure this is hanging off right here. I actually want to hang them all closely together because I'm going to hook them all to one 4-pin power source. So this is out here. This right here. That's the whole trouble that you run into is wiring these. Now I'm going to put in the screws in first. Now mind you, I have 6 of these. These are 120mm fans. They the noise is about 29, 30 dB, which is decibels, and it pushes about 60 air. I don't know the term for it. So here we go. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the RAM. It might. Okay, it might interfere with the RAM. I installed all the fans, 2 fans on top, 1 fan at the bottom, 1 fan from the front, and 2 fans on the glass side. So it's going to go like this. So this pushes in air through here, while this pushes air up into the video card, which is helping it cool down. These 2 push air. This one pushes air into the video card, this pushes air up top, and these 2 push air through the top. So that is it. So I ran into the problem of mounting the SSD because there's no room to mount it. So I made this contraption up. It's sitting on top of a cage separated by cardboard, so it doesn't touch, and I'm going to zip tie it on so it doesn't move. Now this fan is going to cool it down. Solid, doesn't move. Not really gonna move. These are custom. These are actually from the water cooler, so it doesn't move. Now, the way I placed fans, these, I'm gonna connect them all up in the middle right here, as you'll see later. Alright, you might want to come in here. This is channel A, the blue one, so I'm installing the RAM. All it takes is a good push, it'll lock by itself. This is one, this is the second one. And it's set. Now I gotta connect all the fans and connect everything. We have right here is the video card. I want to connect this first. So what I have to do is mount it. It goes right in here before I attach anything. That is a problem. I don't need that yet. I'm going to attach all the fans together. First, I have to pop these out or unscrew them. Well, I guess these pop out. So when this will go in here, it will take up this slot right here and this slot right here. So for the fan part, so I want to pop these two things out. You just pop them out with your finger and pop this one out too. Looks like you bend them out. Pop this one out. And this one. Okay. The way I put this in, I can remove that later. Just remove this. Now, you align them. And it should just click in. Now, once it clicked in, you want to attach them. You want to screw them in right here. Make sure it's in there good. Take a screw, screwdriver. Them in right there, that's one. And then the second one is up here. I don't think it does much, but whatever. And that should do it. Now, connectors are here. So, I wish there was more support for the fans, but can't really do anything. So they can be propped up. So this fan will help cool this down. So this should be, so 150 watt card. So let's see. Okay. As you can see here, these are my stock temperatures, and it's running at 4.3 gigahertz. Stock CPU temperatures are, idle is about 12 degrees Celsius, and idle video card is at 28, 29. Maximum it will ever go up is 66, while the CPU maximum is 41 degrees Celsius, and that is overclocked to 4.3. As you'll see here, that's pretty good. Now I'll show you my setup. This is what I ended up with. Nice colored fans. Okay, that's the video card. Over here, all the fans, colorful. So this is FX right there. Blue light saying that the water cooler is on. This is fx-3600 overclocked. I had to do a push and then a pull system. All the fans, these two fans are cooling the entire system. Let me turn some light. Cool the entire system. I have a Kingston 120 gigabyte SSD, a Radeon 270 overclocked to the max, all fans, water cooler, 8 gigs of RAM, clocked at 1600, and that's about it. As you can see, it's a nice setup, runs really fast.